All right. All right. I have had an eventful day. I hope I hope my picture's okay. My camera kind of sucks a little. I'm going to try to wipe it a little. Okay, I'm back. All right. I hope it looks better. That's what I'm really hoping for. I literally worked 6 hours yesterday just on this computer. I had a day off, but you would have not thought it was a day off, honestly. I was literally fussing around with a computer all day long. It was crazy. And then my sons, my oldest, see, I don't know how I get these comments. Oh, I can see them better on the computer. But I found this old computer that was literally a dinosaur, and it's really fuzzy on this end. You know what? I should like wipe this cam. All right, hopefully this is better. Maybe not. But this is a 10-year-old computer. And I did go to school for computers. So it was a 6-day venture, and the processor in this computer is awful. I had to sign it, register with Microsoft, and do all this other stuff. And it took an act of God to get this thing going. And everybody told me this thing was going to die. And I had to throw away. And I somehow got it able to live stream. So I don't know. I'll get to your question now. But if you could see if my camera quality is the same, put in a comment about my camera quality because I tried like hell to get this camera fixed. And it took me 2.5 hours to get my webcam going. Because I'm really tired of waiting on this computer that never comes. Is good on your end? Oh, that's good. On my end, it's fuzzy. And it's old like me. The kids literally told me I could never get this thing going ever, and told me I needed to throw it in the garbage. And waiting on them to deliver a computer is like waiting for death, really. By the time that happened, you had years. So, while the kids took years to bring it, I had when they were little going. Oh, I don't know if I'm an angel. Trust me. I get bothered by kids all the time. And they like to torture me sometimes with their problems. My son, he lost his baby yesterday. I guess they just found out the baby was been dead for 7 weeks. So I'm always the first person he calls. But all right, you want to know what's coming to you in love, Sagittarius. Okay. I got your cards laid out here, and I think it's actually a better quality. Is this better than the phone? Because anything has to be better than that piece of crap phone I've been streaming on for 200 streams. This way, if somebody actually texts me, I can rely to it. I can reply to the text and not have my phone act crazy. But anyway, Sagittarius, your love your love reading. is the balsamic moon. And this just means you're healing from things in your past, rejection, and things of that sort. And you got a super moon surrounding you and a new moon. And a super moon just means you're being over emotional and you're thinking too much about everything. You're overthinking, as my kids tell me. They tell me I overthink and I do too much. But I don't know if you do too much, but you're overthinking. So that's pretty much supermoon. We'll call it the overthinking card. And then you have a new moon also, and that just means a new start. I feel that I see a friend coming into your life that you're going to help, and he's single, but he doesn't want anybody, and you guys are going to kind of just gather up together and decide if you want to be together or not, which is good because this is the path to a good relationship. Because to be with somebody over a decade takes a lot of liking and sacrifice, and I guess I've had long-term relationships because I compromise. And it comes down is what you're willing to compromise with. And if some things you can't compromise with, you can have a lovely dating, and a lovely sex life, but if you can't compromise on things, you usually end up in divorce in 3 years. And you gotta be straightforward. See, me and my husband we're straightforward. I just tell him we come together for all bill things. We go down the middle, put the money together, and we just live on what's left. And this is what makes a good solid marriage because that's where money problems come in. But anyways, I'll get to your reading. You'd like to know if Roy is being governed by an entity brought on by black magic. Okay, so you want to know, in layman's terms, I like to call it, because people that like speak the spiritual language heavy do this. You pretty much want to know that you want to know if a demon is tempting somebody. Because I do know about a lot about demons. I have taken demons out of houses and stuff. So there's ways to go about this, but it depends on what you want to do. I know I know white magic, so black magic is the same as white magic. It's just different energy. And if you want to get rid of the dark energy, you have to do a white curse. And that's the only way to really know. And doing a white curse, you would do the opposite of what they would do to bring a curse, which means usually I know that because I know lots of people. I don't practice black magic, I just know about it. So I know that you could do the same thing and reverse it. And it has worked for me. But what you do instead, usually they lay their crystals. I know this sounds horrible. I really do. And I would never do this because I love animals and people, but they lay their crystals in blood. So you'd have to do the opposite. So you go get holy water. And when you get the holy water, you have to let it soak in holy water for, I would do it every day for a month. And you'll start seeing some results, but you let it soak and let it just get really powerful. But you gotta make sure that it soaks up only good energy. And then after that, since you want to know if they're governed by an entity, the stone, if you're around that person or anything, and a lot, it will pick it up and it will suck them in. So that's one way to go about this book reading too. So I would go and get holy water, bless it or whatever, but you need holy water for that. Because dark entities, if you cannot see them, I could see them a lot. If you and it's like you really can't do anything because you don't know if they're there or not. It's really weird. So I don't know. That's all I got with that one. But I've taken spirits. People paid me to get dark things out of houses, and I used to do that. And I one time got a I don't know. I think I said this the one I didn't even do it professionally. It's just my friend knew I could do it, and she asked me, and I was going through a separation, and I was like, whatever. And it was some demon that was haunting their whole family for like 20 years. And I was dealing with a divorce, so honestly, any demon that you can entangle is no worse than a divorce, and I would have rather not dealt with that. But I went in there and I did the thing with the crystal, and I started praying, and I have crystals that I soak in holy water. And if you go around areas with usually a quartz is the best because it amplifies. And if you pray around an area with a quartz that was soaked in holy water for a month, you can like remove all bad energy. And I did that to her house. So, and I got rid of this thing, and I got a bottle of apple pie moonshine and a pack of Marlboro Smooths. I was so excited. That was my payment. And I was happy with that because it was the best damn apple pie moonshine I ever had from an actual moonshiner. They had a really good recipe. I drank that whole thing in one day. I don't know how to get alcohol poisoning, but I don't drink anymore. But Roy, right now, he's in a new moon in Cancer, and that just means that he has family issues. He's on a family path. I'm picking up family, and but it's problems in his path. And then he's surrounded by a new moon of Virgo and a void of course moon. And Virgo just means you're just being greedy and you just need to give and equal it out. And everybody ends up in Virgo, especially around December. But, anyways, and then the void of course moon, whatever's going on with his family situation, he's trying to fix something and it's just not going to work. And he feels a lot of hostility and regret. And I guess demons, they have to be invited into you. And Roy has one that's, from what I feel, is around him. But it can't come in unless you invite it and it vibes with your energy. So these demons try to literally ruin your day and cause chaos just to be assholes, to make you an asshole so they can have a little more power and you exert more bad energy. And then they could be friends with you when you're angry. So if you're always angry, these demons always come about because it was after this moon. I've been seeing them. They walk around a lot. They don't usually bother people that are, nice people because they can't come around certain energy. But if you exert enough darkness and enough chaos, you're the first person they go to. You're like a magnet. You really are. It's crazy. But when I see these things, I just walk right past them. I'm not afraid of them because if you don't agree with what they're saying, they got to go away. They're just like a regular citizen. It's just people give them too much mind. They really do. They just are. I guess I like to call them the creators of chaos. So sometimes they have black capes. They usually come in the form of somebody you care about because usually they're shapeshifters. So their true form you really never see. I mean, they could be a psychic spider. They can be you know, a spiritual snake. It could be anything. I mean, they're not human, and this is why they're demons. They're angry animal spirits. And that this is what demons are. They're not actual people because when on the spiritual level you start out in different ways. And generally you might start as like a simple bug and then you move on to your spirit evolves to your and to be human. And to be human is means that your spirit did something good before it got there. And animals and generally, like the demons, like if they haven't been able to pass form or they gotta be an animal, can't go up the ladder because they didn't learn their lesson as a human. But I see them and I see them as just angry little animals. But they're very intelligent because they feed off your thoughts. And that's how a lot of times they know your language. Sometimes it was crazy, but like people would just start talking crazy around me all the time. So, oh, you want safety. Oh, Lord, what's going on here? All right. Well, we know about Roy, and Roy will be fine. Like I said, soak that quartz in holy water. Make sure it's somebody that blesses it that actually believes in God. You can't have people blessing water that don't believe in God. And if they don't truly believe in God, do not ever let anybody bless your water because they could curse your water. And you don't want that. Okay, I actually can see the comments better. Yeah, I just do this for fun. This is my talent, and I want to try live streaming in my life because I'm 50 and I have extra time and I'm waiting on this other computer. But now my neighbor's giving me her old computer that's only 5 years old. They're finding the cord, and if I could put to make this rise from the dead with it doesn't even have a Pentium processor. I had to literally go and order some software stuff for microphone. I had to buy some stuff where I get charged like $20 just to get this thing moving. And this one at least has a Pentium. I don't trust trying to do all my book stuff on a non-Pentium computer. There could be a lot of problems for me, and I can't have these kind of problems in my life. But at least there was use of this, and I'm very happy. I think the spirits were very good and very kind to me. And thank God for YouTube having high definition on the other side because it would probably look as shitty as it seems on this side. But let me see here. Marijuana Ivan Stuck. I like that name. Will Christian lies come out of this mouth? Well, I am a Catholic, but I don't know. When you've been dead, you see the world another way and you don't conform to one thing. I feel that I like to be myself, and I was raised Roman Catholic. And I have questions for them. And some questions they were never able to answer, like these exorcisms. And I actually got a hold of a book one day about their exorcism ceremony. So I read it, and it was translated Old English. And I don't know why the priest would literally do a whole ceremony to bring a demon into their body. I don't know. I think it's weird. Who does this? And maybe that's when, and I've always been able to see little things here and there. And sometimes I seen a lot of darkness up in that church. So, and then I got sick, and I ended up dying twice in my life, but I came back and made a miraculous recovery. And I see injustice, and I don't see any religion good or bad. I see them all. And I feel that's better to be that way because I'm very bipartisan. Oh, excuse me. Oh, Lord. I am a very bipartisan person, and I respect everyone's views. Oh, God. Because that's what you should do in life. So I think I'm more scientific than anything because I went there because it was a good school. This was how my life started. My parents weren't going to go, they weren't overly religious, but they weren't going to have me go to a horrible school where I was going to get bullied. So they paid back then we're talking, I'm 50, so 40 years ago, they paid $2,000 a month for me to go to this school. They didn't believe in God. You know, and my mother, she was a white witch. She just wasn't going to see me in a bad school, so I did what's Catholic. And the Roman Catholic school was, I guess, a little bit cheaper, but they had good education. And I did have a lot of questions for these priests. And I told the priests because they always told us that they don't like the Protestants, or they don't like this, or they don't like that. And I would ask the priests these questions. And I would say to them, I was like, why don't we like Protestants? Why don't we like Muslims? And they would say, because everyone has to be Roman Catholic. That's the way to get heaven. And I said, that seems kind of selfish. I told the priest, and he got mad at me because a Roman Catholic priest and those nuns, old school, are very ruthless and stern. And they really are. And he told me, he was like, I don't want you going out there like in any other religions. He was like, when you're one religion, you stick with this religion. That's it. I didn't believe him. And I would ask other questions. I was like, I get it. There's demons. We talk about it. There's dark entities. And the priest literally told me that I told him how I seen the dark things, and he told me what they were. He told me they were from Satan. And that's as point blank as he put it. And we came to the agreement that if you was to soak a cross or crystals in holy water, you can combat these entities. And I asked him in exorcism why they take the demon into them. And I asked these things because wouldn't you want to suck it into something? I don't understand the logic, I guess, in the whole thing. So he told me that when you take a demon onto yourself and you have great faith that they can't stay and they die. And I guess that's okay, but maybe Somebody with CNO having a bad, I mean, why risk it? Why can't we just put it in a crystal? But this was their answer. I don't know if I'd want to put a demon inside of me. I think personally, I would rather pray it away. And they had a good idea with the praying. But I guess getting to my point, all religions are good. And even in the bad ones that everyone says is horrible, because I have read the Bible for the dark, the dark Bible. It's the same thing as the King James version, but in different. I got just different characters, and it's everything's kind of reversed. But the only thing is, they say to not give to others and love yourself more than other people. And I guess that's the only difference I've seen in it. They kind of are paradoxes to each other, the dark Bible and the light Bible. And you got to remember, whatever there you see a really good happy thing, something that's not happy of the same statue is somewhere nearby. It's the yin and the yang. So I guess since I'm not selfish and I'm always giving people stuff, and my love of animals, I don't think I could ever be like on that other spectrum, because you would have to really enjoy killing somebody or anything. You would have to enjoy killing life to be dark. I don't even enjoy picking a flower off the ground, and I would rather not get flowers because I know those flowers had to die for me. And I would have rather just had the thought or a picture of them while they're alive. But that's just how I am. But some people are darker. But we have to have both, and you got to be careful. So that's why I say take your crystals and soak them in holy water. So if I do get offensive with some people's religion, I mean, that's my personal belief. And I mean, I come over here to speak my mind because you never know. One day you're going to be dead and your kids are not going to see you. And no one's going to know what your voice is like, or they'll remember it, but maybe in 20, 30 years they won't. So after we talked about the baby that died and stuff, and he's in get a burial and stuff for the baby. I went and told him, I'm on YouTube every day. You're busy with your jobs. My son's 30. So I told him, you're busy with your family and your job. So I'm going to give him access to all my videos and everything and try to put it in my will. Because that happened on Facebook. It was a young guy that died. And he did a lot of Facebook, and all his pictures were on there, and Facebook went and the guy died suddenly. I think he was like one of those adventurers. He was mountain climbing or something, and he died, and his family wanted pictures, and Facebook wouldn't give it to him. And it's a tricky thing, but since I'm the only one that has access to all my stuff, in an event of my death, I'm going to try to put in my will that my kids can get to all my social medias. This way, they could see a conversation with their mom when she was living, or my friends. I know it sounds stupid. My son said it was very morbid, but I said the one thing I wished when my mom died was that was what I wished, that I could just be able to see her and hear her. So I figure why not, and I do have fun over here. It is fun. It does give me something to do. It gave me a reason to fix up this old computer because my brain still moves very well. I can't cook very well, but I could fix computers. And I'm a very good plumber. Sometimes I'm better than the plumbers. I have very weird skills in life. Rob says this because I like do be He says I'm like Doogie Howser. It's only when certain things, and writing's one of them. I have yesterday. I was going to do an inspirational, but I had a loss for words. I mean, I'm sitting there and I told, because I know his wife's a white witch, and I was like, you got a baby on hallowed ground, and you got to pray for the baby. And I had to tell him how to do this entire ceremony. And it was sad, and I just chilled all day. But yeah, when she passes through the baby, it should be probably about that big. So I told him, if he wants to, he can get a baby coffin. And I said, if they can't afford to get the baby to a cemetery and pay $10,000 out, I told him to bless the land and make it hallowed. Because if you're going to bury someone, you want to bless the land. And I'm not trying to quote Pet Cemetery, but all these things writers write about is because of something they read. And there is an old legend about about the earth being soiled, and it does come from the Native Americans. Very interesting one. Their religion is very I like how the Native Americans worship God. I really do. They have the coolest ways of worshiping the divine. I love them. I can sit there and look at Native American rituals and ceremonies all day long and be fascinated and humbled. They are very humble people that are very misunderstood. They really are. See, this always happens during the streams. And then I have to cut off that, and then my stream goes kapooey. So this might actually work out better for me all in the long run. All right. Is there a question? Oh, I didn't see that. You want to be famous? Why you want to be famous? I mean, honestly, I could see your fortune for that. I don't really know. I don't know that language. So it has like I think a smiley face or a laughing face. I don't know. I'm not big on these emojis. I could see why these main live streamers could see all their comments because on the computer it's so much bigger. See, you could tell that I've just got a major social media. Oh, I did my hair today. I actually did it myself. I cut the back. I got so tired of braids. If I had to braid another day, I was gonna. I felt I was gonna jump out of a window or something. So I was like, I'm done. I'll just wait till my hair grows out again, and then decide to be a braider again. So, but yeah, I didn't know if you guys noticed. It was during COVID. I really messed up my hair, so I had to cut it short. And sometimes I think I might look a little better with short hair. All right, so for the famous person, you got a third quarter moon with your famous things, with your famous dreams, and it's saying adjustments. So you're gonna have to make adjustments. And then you got a cardinal moon, and you got a waning moon. And a cardinal moon is you got to be bold and I guess get out there. I guess that's what you need to do, be on social media. and you got a waning moon, and that's pretty much. I'm not picking. Usually, it's a release card of emotions, but it's nothing negative. I guess you're just you don't think you can do something. I mean, I see you doing what you need to do, but like they tell me, you could be over here for 7 years before you make money. So you got to do something you like to do in life and start doing other stuff at the same time. That's the best advice I can give you. When I started this whole social media business, I was over there at Facebook walking my dog. And I love my dog, so I was just doing dog videos. And I just did small, and then you gotta kind of script it a little. You gotta add a little bit and then another, but have an end goal. Have a couple things you wanna do. I wanted to focus on the writing part with Chong the Dog Inspirationals. This is what I wanted to do. I never wanted the live stream. I was happy with just being the one of the top inspirational people, and I was okay with that. Then Facebook started. Oh, you should live stream. I like being on the writing end, but you got to find what you like to do because that's what's going to get you out there. Find your true talent. I like to write. I started out with inspirational, literally dog videos. And I know a lot about words, so I was able to be a good narrator for my dog videos. I had a ton of them, and I'm proud of them. I had one where on 420 about where's the party at, and I had a weed smoking song with my dog dressed up. These are the things I that got me out there, and then I had to, I guess, tweak it up. It took some of the fun out of social media because I guess when you're on social media, you just can't go out there and at first you can have a lot of fun. And if you're a good editor and writer, you can make some great movies. But then after a while, these rules come. And I was on TikTok making all my crazy videos. And then I had to go to Facebook and I had to learn these rules. And then you got to go on another platform eventually and learn their rules. And then by the time you're in 3 platforms, you might as well go for the other one. So then at least 2 of them will be fillers. But it's a lot of work. So if you want to truly be famous, I would start doing an outline. I outline everything, my friend. They're not just for doing school reports. No, no siree. Find out what your end goal of what you want to do. I've always just wanted to get my book published. This has always been my end goal, will always be my end goal. But you got to figure out in between how you're going to get to that point. I had to get noticed. And, you got to find something that you could do that stands out more than anyone else. Mine was writing. So I figured why not do some crazy dog videos. Yours may be dancing or singing. But you could have a goal even further than that. You got to do something that you like because you may be doing it for years. And I work a regular job. I still hold my medical job because you can't survive on social media money unless you get big. So you might as well, I guess, kind of situate your job around your social media if you want to be famous and not go under. Because once you get famous and you quit the job that was holding you about, you still gotta stay on budget and not buy a lot of stuff. You can't buy all this stuff. You can't say, "Oh, I want to get a Gucci purse and I got a little money." No, you can't. You got to reinvest that money after that money. And this is why these people that are very successful, like Snoop Dogg and all them, this is why they're overly successful over here because they invest their money back into their videos. I have no money to, I mean, I got my paycheck I'm investing in Amazon because I want to get over there. So, and I need to get that done. But people are not going to buy your book if they don't know who you are. And no one's going to watch you dance or sing if they don't know who you are. Facebook was not wrong. You have to introduce yourself if you want to do one, I guess, one thing that you want people to buy or listen to. And people have to know about you. So that's what they say on Facebook is you have to live stream a little bit and learn that. So I guess I would stick, if you want to be famous, I'd start with live streaming. I mean, usually Facebook and Instagram kind of co-op and partner up. I would get yourself on Instagram or Facebook, and whatever you want to get famous for, start talking about it, start putting out shorts, start putting out videos, start putting up little pictures, and start writing. You got to make your own reel that is not a watermark. You will have trouble until the cows come home if there's a watermark. I get Nova or Gemini, and I generate if there's something over there. You can put your words on top because you're generating ideas, and it's a business app. And that's how I get a lot of my reels done. So if you're gonna, that's what I would do, and you always want to make different reels. But that's how you be famous. Because you got to keep doing this and keep doing this and keep pumping them out, and you got to check your views to see if you're writing like if you write in different genres. Like I do Chong the Dog humorous, I do inspirational, and and then some. I do gothic ones. I love the gothic ones. They are my favorite. I enjoy them. I enjoy the Reaper ones. Like they're my favorite. I was on the Library of Babel yesterday. I don't know if you guys been over here, but yeah. Let me check here. But you will be famous, but these are the adjustments. Okay. No. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it because sometimes things are good, sometimes they're not. All right. These, these names. We don't do that on Facebook. It's just your actual name comes up from your page. That's the fun part about over here. I'd be putting some vulgar things in here if I was going to people's streams. Or some crazy names. Would be funny. Dizzy Stitches. All right, Dizzy Stitches. Witches. I like that. That's a very interesting name. All right. Let me see what's coming towards you. We'll just, I guess, do monthly. What's coming towards you in, I don't know, 1, 2 weeks, whatever. I feel like these days with the general readings now. All right, you got a full moon in Cancer, and this just means you've been looking for answers to questions, and no one's answering your questions. That's pretty much what that card is. I mean, one of those. And the new moon in Pisces is just means for you just they say meditate. It's just relax and just try to collect your thoughts. That's the easiest way of explaining that without getting all philosophical. I hate being philosophical. I really do. And the gibbous moon is it just means about achieving goals. So it just means your goals coming. And I feel that the answers you need are money related about a job opportunity or investment or good. At least you know it's coming closer this month. So I'm happy for you for having a good reading. I'm glad you didn't have the day that I had yesterday. I've had to comfort the grieving all day. And it's crazy because sometimes my son won't talk to me for like 3 weeks sometimes. And then he calls me right before his wife and everything else about when he's really, really sad. But we are very close. He's more like me. Let's see who else we got here. Oh, okay, internship. Oh, okay. I am so glad I got this computer going. I can see comments now. Can you feel I should take the internship if I get better opportunities? Okay, so you don't really want this internship. That's when I pick. That's how I'm understanding your question. Those can be a hairy thing. Trying to after that, somebody else took the job from the other internship you might have wanted, and then you get all mad. Oh, you're welcome. I understand. I've been in one of these situations. That's why I'm waiting on another job because I feel if I leave this job and go to another one, I keep getting more benefits with this job. You just gotta be careful. I get what you come from. You're my kind of people. I'm practically always living at work, but I just decided to take me a sick day because all that stuff with the baby and her having to pass through all that, I was drained. I told my husband I'm taking me a sick day. I don't care. They can go break me up. That was a lot. My mom always gets called first when this happens too, or someone that's like a mom. All right, good. I think my camera's going. But anyways, you got a super moon, and these are your emotions are running high, and they are. I'm sure they're all over the place because you're worried. So that's why you got the super moon, and you're surrounded by new moon and Pisces, Scorpio. That's very interesting. And Pisces suggests that you should meditate, which is just relax and think things over or write an outline, the way I like to say it. And then the new moon in Scorpio is saying just to work through your doubt pretty much because it is fears, but it's not really fears. Yours is more doubt than anything. But I feel there is going to be something else that's comes, and maybe you could. I would try to explore two of them. I feel it's the one you wanted. They're waiting on somebody or some circumstance. Maybe if there's a way of holding out and asking more questions, I would do that and stall it. I think if you stall it for a week or two in paperwork, I'm seeing that you're going to have a better you're going to have a way better time deciding. And then the question will come to you. So maybe try to stall the paperwork and wait 2 weeks. I don't know what exactly is going to come, but it's something about 2 weeks in paperwork. So I don't know if that was helpful, but I tried. Whatever 2 weeks of stalling and paperwork means, they say you would know. So, in the stream, I appreciate having smart people. I was raised, I guess, my husband, he's from the other side of the tracks. I was raised, he says, white privilege. But we get along, and he works all the time. So he's the reason I can actually live stream. As weird as that is, but yeah, this is because I'm able to take more days off work because I have a better paying job, so I cut my hours down. And then I'm able to maintain low hours because of him working all the time. But he did get a raise. because he's always there. He always comes home grouchy. Cooks are very grouchy, and it's very loud up in that kitchen. I'm not used to loud environments. I'm used to going in there, taking care of the patients, and so I don't know. I don't like all those jobs where people are all walking all around you and stuff. To me, it's not very a happy job, I guess you could say. But oh, you can ask whatever you want. I mean, I don't really know the community rules and vulgar stuff. I mean, I'm sure that's the same on Facebook with like no vulgar things. But I mean, I'm very biased. You can ask whatever you want. I don't care. I'm just over here, and I figure this is my talent. I'm supposed to have a talent. I can't sing and dance to my friends, and I literally, I literally love stray animals. So besides being around a bunch of dogs and writing, this is it. Literally, this is it. And this is something I usually do with my friends because I thought people would think I'm a raging lunatic. When I was raised, if you did things like this, it was taboo and you were not allowed to. So I feel you guys are my friends, so why would I charge you? And